Hello, guys. Welcome to yet another fantastic episode of the Fantasy Football KA. And today it has been a very mixed affairs. Today we kicked off match day two. Today we was kicking off match day two in the Euros 2024 in Germany, and Croatia kicked us off taking on Albania in the first match of the day. The early kickoff played in at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. local time, 4 p.m. in the East Africa regions and the Arabic standard Arabic regions. So this is how things unfolded down. Croatia won. Croatia drew with Albania 2-2, courtesy of a late goal, a late equalizer from Albania to break the hearts of Croatians worldwide. Yeah. Initially, Albania had taken the lead. Initially, Albania had taken the lead, only for Croatia to score two quick goals and take the lead themselves. So, for the Albanians, for them to all of a sudden in the deep stoppage time, because actually the second goal was scored in the 90th minute, in the second minute of added time, 90 plus 2. So it was very exciting and dramatic, considering the person who equalized the goal is the person who gave Croatia the lead. Yeah, Jusalo, or whatever, if you like to call him Jusalo or Gusalo. Yeah, Gusalo scored an own goal, and he went on to equalize in deep stoppage time for Albania. It is the first time in the Euros that we are having a player who is scoring an own goal and then scoring an equalizer in the same game. Yeah, in the group stages. So that was it in the early kickoff. Croatia drew 2-2 with Albania. So it's not looking good for the Croatians. They'll have to they'll have to they'll have to beat they'll have to beat Italy in the third game of the group stage, so as to put themselves within a chance of making it into the knockout rounds. Yeah. So 2-2, it seems like a fair result for both sides, considering all of them, they are coming into this game on the back end of defeats. Remember, Croatia lost to Spain in the first game, losing 3-0, while Albania lost 2-1 to Italy. So for them to get a draw, I mean, it was not the best ideal for either one of them, but it is the fair result for both of them, considering they got a point each, and they still remain in within a chance of qualifying as a best loser in the Euro qualifiers. Yeah, this is actually a first in the Euros, because for the first time in Euros, we are having a best loser, the best third place team in the group stages will get a chance to join qualifiers. So this is actually a first, and it is an opportunity for most of the teams, considering, the groups away from the favorites, the France, the Englands, the Germanys, the Spains, and all. You do have those. I would like to put them in the lesser teams, put them in quotation marks as the lesser teams, but this is tournament football. There's nothing such as being the weaker team. So it's all about how you make your chances, as it was proven by the likes of Slovakia, the likes of Serbia. So that is pretty much about it. In the other match, the second match from Group A, remember the Croatia Albania match was from Group B. So the second match from Group A, we had Germany. Germany took on the host, Germany taking on Hungary in a very tightly contested affair, in whereby Germany, my team, my people, the German machines, were able to put in 2 goals past Hungary, and we are now comfortably on top of Group A, 6 points, five goals. Sorry, not 5 goals. 7 goals scored, one conceded. So we have a healthy goal difference of +6. So Germany beat Hungary 2-0 in Stuttgart, courtesy of goals from the young boy, the star boy, the young man, the sensation, the German sensation, Jamal Musiala, getting in the all-important first goal before the effervescent captain, Ilkay Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan extended the lead in the second half. It was around almost in the 87th, 80, sorry, not 80s, it was around the 70th minute. Yeah, Gundogan slotted in past Gulaski to give us a comfortable 2-0 lead. Yeah. Though on paper it was not an easy game, as you all know. The Hungarians were all over Germany, especially in the second half. They came in guns blazing, and also in that first half, they had their chances, but they couldn't really make the most out of them. Yeah. So as you can see, Team Jeru tuko mbele pale hivyo. So this is going to be it is turning out to be a very very contested affair. Hungary now, they are on the back end of another defeat. Remember, having lost 3-1 to Switzerland. Yeah, having lost 3-1 to Switzerland in the early in their first game. So they've lost another one 2-0 this time. Even the goal difference does not look good. So they still don't have a point. They have 0 points with a goal difference of -4. Yeah. So it doesn't look good for them. Yeah. But all in all, as I said, this being the first time in the Euros that we are having a third best loser. I mean, the third best placed team being able to qualify for the knockout rounds. So they're still in within a chance if they can be able to get a good result, especially if they can be able to nick in a win against Scotland in the final match. It can open up the game for everyone else. Or also, if Scotland can be able to force a draw or force a win against Switzerland in the next match. Actually, to finish off Group A, we'll be having Switzerland taking on Scotland, the Tartan Army. Yeah, all of them Switzerland looking to extend their lead and join Germany into the knockout rounds, while Scotland will be looking to revenge after that mauling by Germany on Matchday 1 on Friday. So that's a it's a good one to keep an eye on. So going on into the last match, it's actually kicking off in the next 40 minutes. So pretty much now we already have the squads out. We have the build up to the game. I believe Scotland will be looking to prove themselves. They will be looking to definitely bounce back. Having lost 5-1 in that first game, it must have taken them aback. So definitely Scotland, they'll be looking to avenge themselves. But it won't be an easy game, as we all know. Switzerland themselves, as I told you, they dispatched Hungary, beating them 3-1 in what was a very very it was a cagey affair. I would like to put it as a cagey affair because the scoreline might fool you a bit, but if you actually watch the match, you could see that the game was pretty much on edge. The third goal by Bril Embolo was scored in literally the last kick of the game, and it was towards an open net because the goalkeeper had come out to try to score for them in the corner, and from the resulting, they actually had two corners in that game. In that moment of the end of the match, the first one was put away by Switzerland, but the second one, the Swiss goalkeeper, who came out very very strong, and he was able to instigate the attack, punching the ball onto the feet of Yilmaz, and then sorry, not Yilmaz, punching the ball, kicking it into the feet of the fellow Swiss player who was able to find in Bril Embolo, and Embolo did his very best, and he was able to calmly slot the ball home and give Switzerland the 3-1 lead and the 3-1 win. So it is going to be a cagey affair. It is going to be a very, very tight affair. It is going to be a monumental task for Scotland, and if they can be able to pull it off, it is going to be one of the best results in the history of the team. Remember, their best ever result so far has come in a draw when they drew against England in the last tournament, at Wembley. So let's see how it unfolds. It promises to be a very, very exciting opportunity. As for Switzerland, it is a chance to join Germany in the knockout rounds, as I said. If they can be able to win this game, they'll definitely be into the knockout rounds because they'll just have to maneuver the last game of the group stage, playing in against the hosts, Tottenham. Sorry, not Tottenham. I'm getting caught up. I'm getting caught up in the Premier League. By the way, have you guys seen the opening fixtures for the Premier League? Yeah, the fixtures are out for the Premier League, and boy, oh boy, my team Arsenal is going to be having a very very rough start. They are going to be playing against Aston Villa, Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspurs, and it is going to be a very, very tough beginning for Arsenal. But anyway, enough about the Premier League. Today it's all about Euros, and so Switzerland will be taking on Germany, the host, in the last remaining match. So it is going to be, if they can be able to win this one tonight against Scotland, if they can be able to get the 3 points, it will ease them into the last match. It will put them in a less pressure moment going on into the match against their hosts Germany. So before the game kicks off, let's take a look at the other results, because in Group E, sorry, not Group E, I mean, in Group B, Albania, as I told you, they lost to Italy in the first game. They lost 2-1. Goals from Nicolo Barella and Bastoni were enough to give Italy the comeback after Barami or Bajami, whichever you like to call it, had given Albania the lead, scoring the quickest goal in this edition of the Euros. So that was pretty much how the Matchday one started out for Group B. And also as well, by the way, Spain beat Croatia 3-0. Yeah, goals from Alvaro Morata, Dani Carvajal, and Fabian Ruiz were enough to give the Spaniards a comfortable 3-0 lead and give them an early shout out for leaders of Group B. Yeah. Elsewhere, England started their campaign with a 1-0 win against Serbia. They started with a 1-0 against Serbia. A goal from the man himself. All hail St. Jude Bellingham. The boy who just can't stop scoring. I mean, he did not exactly have the best of games because they were mostly on the back foot of the defense, and they were not making a lot of their chances, but they nicked in the all important goal, and they were able to get the 3 points. So Bukayo Saka assist was headed in by Jude Bellingham to give the Three Lions all the 3 points in what was a very, very tightly contested match. And England had to rely on their goalkeeper, Yeah, Pickford pulling in a couple of great saves to keep England in the game and to keep off the likes of Mitrovic and Lahovic away from the goal. So it was also it was, I would like to call it, I will not say a flop, but Phil Foden did not have the best of outings. So I'm guessing they'll be looking to bounce back, and also Saka as well. As you all know, he might have contributed to the goal, but he was not really the Saka that we are used to see in the league. The one who's talking on people, breaking ankles, and doing a lot of things. And pretty much this was basically England, because even the Hurricane, it's like he had a different kind of role. He was nowhere near the match. He did hold his line, but there was, as I told you before, England were not exactly convincing. Yeah, so they'll be looking to bounce back against and get back into the game. Also, as well, in that group we had, sorry, not in that group. France played out to a 1-0 win against Austria. The goal came courtesy of an own goal from Moda. I believe it is Boda or Boya. I'm not sure of the name exactly, but France won courtesy of an own goal. Yeah, with Kylian Mbappe missing a couple of great opportunities, as well as Kolo Muani. Yeah, so France won 1-0, courtesy of that one. They were able to nick in the all important 3 points, and so far, as you can see, the big boys are not really, really impressing as they might have been expected. Yeah, and then in the other shocker of the day, Belgium lost 1-0 to Slovakia. Yeah, Belgium lost 1-0 to Slovakia, and yeah, the Royal Red Devils. As you can see, I'm wearing their shirt, the one from the last season's tournament, last season's edition. So Belgium lost 1-0 in the shocker, the first shocker of the tournament. Belgium losing 1-0. And it's pretty much it. So they'll be looking to bounce back. Lukaku had 2 goals disallowed, one for offside, another one for a foul in the build-up, and he was also culpable of missing quite a couple of chances in the match. So it's all out to play for. And if Belgium are not careful, there I see they might get knocked out early. Yeah. So they have to be very, very careful. Then in the other match of the group, we had Romania versus Ukraine, and this was one of those exciting games. It was a paradox of something, because Romania, with hardly having, remember, in the live watch along that we did for that episode, for that game, Romania barely had any of the possession. Ukraine controlled much of the possession. They did all the work. They had all the good chances. But Romania, they took their chances very well. Quite they created good chances from the few possession, the less possession than they had in the game, and they were able to score 3 goals, led in by their captain Nikolai Stanciu, and then the second one was scored by Razvan Marin, and the third one was scored by Dragas, and all those goals were created by 25-year-old former right winger Dennis Mann. So Romania there taking an early shout out, an early lead into the group. And remember, it is the same group that contains Slovakia and Belgium. So Romania there taking in a 3-0 lead, 3-0, or taking all the 3 points and a 3-0 goal difference. Yeah. And Slovakia coming in second in the group with 3 points as well, and +1 in the goal difference. So a lot to play out for Belgium and Ukraine as well. Yeah, so that is pretty much for them. And then in the other game, in the second, I think it is in Group F. Yeah, Group F, we had basically so far the match of the tournament for me. Yeah, the match of the tournament for me came in Georgia versus Turkey. Georgia versus Turkey, as if you'd like to call them like that. Turkey. So Turkey beat Georgia 3-1, courtesy of goals from Mutmolda. I hope I've gotten the name wrong, and if I haven't, please be sure to correct me in the comment section of our social pages out there on Instagram and X. Goes from Mutmolda and Real Madrid's 19-year-old sensation Ada Gula, and the last one, which was scored in by, I remember they won in 3-1. The last one was scored in by, I can't quite remember the name, but it was a good finish. It was a good finish, and it almost looked like it was offside, but they won in 3-3. Yeah. Kata, Kudatadze scored in the consolation goal for Georgia with Korovashlia. Krovashlia pulling in a man of the match performance. And besides, he created the goal for Kutakadze, and he almost had a goal in himself, and he was lively throughout the match. In case for those who are wondering who is Korovashlia, he is the Georgian jersey number 6, and I believe he's playing in as a box-to-box midfielder. So again, don't let the scoreline fool you. It might look like it is a 3-1 win for Turkey, but it was a very, very end-to-end game. I remember yesterday watching that game. It was so exciting. It was properly end-to-end. Yeah. Initially, Georgia had to wear down the storm that the Turkish forces brought, but after Turkey took the lead through a very, very beautiful goal scored in by Older through a volley. The cross coming in from Kudalny on the left-hand side, the left back finding in his right back. Actually, the first goal was scored. The first goal, it involved the fullbacks. With the left back Kudalny crossing in the ball for the right back Matt Mulder. And initially, the cross was headed away by the Georgian defense, but it fell in right on the plate for Mulder, who unleashed a wicked volley coming in at 122 kilometers per hour at the rate of 7 rotations per second. Yeah, it proved too strong for the goalkeeper, and it lodged in on the roof of the net to give Turkey lead early on. And then They scored another one right immediately after scoring that first one. They scored another one to put themselves 2-0 in, but the goal was quickly ruled out for offside. So the goal was ruled out for offside, and it was rightly ruled out because it was a slight offside by, I think it was Adagula. Yeah, I think it was Adagula. But the goal itself, it was good. Other than it being slight offside, it could have been almost another contender for goals of the tournament. So Turkey, they're pulling themselves into the match, and the thing is, based on the way the game was going, if that goal could have counted, I don't see if Georgia could have gotten themselves back into the game because Turkey were all over them. Turkey were pouncing, they were harassing and manhandling Georgia, and Georgia were really nowhere nearly into the game. Anyways, so before we go back into the game, I can see the lineups are out. So let me give you how the Scottish team is going to be starting. In Scotland, they will be playing with a 5-4-1. We'll be having, it is pretty much the same. It is pretty much the same team that started against Germany in Matchday 1. In goal, we have Gunn. We have Gunn. Then in defense, we have Kieran Tani playing in it's basically a five-man defense, but it is three. When they're on the ball, it's going to be a three-man defense, but off the ball, it is going to be a five-man defense. So led in by their captain, Liverpool's Andy Robertson, then Arsenal's Kieran Tierney pulling in at the left centre back, and then Hanley pulling in as the central centre back. Yeah, the main man at the heart of the defense. Then on the right hand of defense, we have Henry, and as the right wing back, we have Ralston. Then in the midfield, we have John McGinn pulling in on the right wing, and sorry, on the left wing. But as I told you, it's basically a 3-5-2. So you'll be seeing Robertson and Ralston pulling in the width of those flanks to give Scotland the width, while McTominay and McGinn will be tucking in inside a little bit as Gilmore falls back at the heart of the midfield in the defensive midfield position to allow McGregor to be the box-to-box midfielder supported in by McTominay and McGinn. And then at the front side of the attack, it will be led by Che Adams. So sorry, not Che Adams, just Adams. But Che Adams is Welsh, so don't get confused up, don't get mixed up in the names. Yeah. And in the substitute bench, we'll be having Ryan Christie, the Bournemouth midfielder, the Bournemouth captain, and we'll also be having Chaplin. Then we'll be having Armstrong. We'll be having Armstrong.